What it is, what is up, what is good, gamers? This is Shonuff71, aka Digga Dulamite.
Oh, that purple bling bling, y'all. Remember the bling bling.
And your auditory canals are tuned into episode 236 of the Gaming Vessels podcast. Now, I'm not in the digital studio alone. Along with me, got my partners in crime. And first on deck, it's Dez, aka the Bay Area Terror, aka the High Res Lover,
That's me.
aka the Cat Daddy, aka that Gamer Stepdaddy. How's it going, my friend?
Hey, not bad. Just happy to be here as always. Wanting to talk about games. A lot of games going on. Just a quick little update on the Xbox stuff. We are almost through. Only a couple days left. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to go back and do a long form kind of, essay. I'm not doing an essay, sorry. About what happened, what my thoughts are, and
You sound like
and
your prison sentence is almost up.
I get paroled. Is that what you're gonna say? So I have to go back. So, but no, it's been interesting. Also, want to let you guys know if you are at all interested in comic books or like comic books or comic book conversations, I also do a show with the Experience podcast. Sorry, it's the Experience is the group that does it, but we do my friend Rich and I do a video cast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all sorts of stuff where we talk about new comics of the week and give our opinions on stuff. And it's every Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. So if you ever want to tune in, just search The Experience and or the EXP, and you'll find it. Or the Geek Chat. Either way, it works. Also, another quick thing, if you have noticed, we are actually on YouTube now. By we, I mean the Gaming Vessels. Game Vessels has their own YouTube channel in which these go live on whatever podcast aggregate you listen to. It'll also go live on YouTube, so you can listen to us on YouTube. There is no fancy graphics or anything like that. It's just the audio cast. So people were saying, hey, you should really put this on YouTube, and I was like, sure, let's do it. So there you go.
Want to be a VTuber? Let's be VTubers. Come on.
No, I don't. I have no desire to do that. You can if you would like to. I will definitely watch you. I will like it, subscribe, and share. I'll do that, but I'm not going to be a VTuber. No, thank you. Kevin might, but
No.
yeah, I was like, no, thank you. I'm good. So
I don't think anyone would be simping for any of us. So
no, but definitely, if you have the ability, please search up Gaming Vessels. It's just at Gaming Vessels at YouTube. So if you search it up, you'll find it. But hopefully we'll get some more stuff. Not sure if we're gonna load all the older ones. It's like 200 and something, 235
or 34. Yeah. So we only uploaded 235. I think we have a couple specials too. I think
we have two specials. Yes. So, but put everything up there. That's a lot. So we're probably just going to start from 235 onward. So, but yeah, definitely check us out. We would love to have you join us. If anything, just to push the algorithm out. We'd love it. Thank you so much.
Of course, our show is a no-go without Trader Joe, aka Jabroni Chief.
Yeah, that's me.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of Gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. How's it going?
It's going. I'm kind of doing a little refresh here in the casa as far as just everything. I've been meaning to do this for months now, but ordered another table/desk. I am in the process of kind of cleaning up my living room setup, so I'm getting. I had the PS4 hooked up with all the breakthrough box for the PlayStation VR1, and literally all that thing, all it did is collect dust, kind of similar to my Xbox Series X prior to the month of Xbox. So that PS4 has shipped, sailed on. It's going to get packed away, maybe hooked up to another TV, but then I only want to hook it up if I'm going to use it. So at first I was thinking I was going to play whatever games that don't play back well with PS4 back compat, but those are few and far between. So I got to kind of give a nice salute to the PS4 Pro. It was a great system for its time. I would sell it, but I have the 500th anniversary edition, the one that was limited edition. So I might just stick it in the box and stick it in my closet and go from there. But who knows? Maybe I'll jailbreak it one day or something. So
It's going to be a jailbreak.
Yep, just like Thin Lizzy stated. Yep. So but otherwise now I'm just trying to streamline my setup a little bit. So the thing about the LG OLEDs, there's only like 4 HDMI inputs. So unless I want to get a crazy ass HDMI switcher on there, there's only so much I could play. So I'm gonna have at least on my living room TV, Steam Deck, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X as far as my 4 main systems to play off there. So I'm just trying to clean it up and get everything kind of set up the way I want to get set up. So after I get done with that, I'm going to work on getting my other TV set up with the PlayStation VR2 and my other PS5. So it's all wealth of gaming, a plethora of gaming goodness in this household. So
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
All right, so that's going to move us into what is always our first topic for the docket. That is the playlist. So Des, why don't you kick things off this week, bro? What you been playing?
Actually, I haven't really been playing all that much, all the much new stuff. Still working on Grim Dawn. That is definitely a game that I'm going to continue to play when the month of Xbox is over. Joe and I have gotten really far on it, and I just don't want to stop playing it. I want to beat the game. Like, I look at it and I say to myself, hey, I've gotten this far on it. I like the character that I've created. The character works. It feels good. I feel like I'm in a comfortable place with the I turned the difficulty setting down. We were playing on veteran, but you only get like an extra 10% experience gain on veteran, but the bosses are super hard. And it became this kind of thing of why am I making the game super harder for only 10%? Like, it's not like you get any better drops or anything like that. So it just didn't make sense to be playing on that hard of a difficulty. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna turn it back to the regular one, because the regular one is just as hardcore as it is now. So I'm not terribly like, oh my god, it's not gonna be challenging. It's definitely challenging. Would you have to agree, Joe, on that? It's definitely challenging.
Even on normal, yeah, it just depends as far as your specs and just making sure what your particular attributes are and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, I have another character that I meant to play single player. It's level 25 that I'm trying to debate whether I'm going to continue with veteran or also use that character on normal difficulty. I haven't really thought about it. I know I've been jumping onto your server when we've been playing multiplayer, but the additional 10%, it's not that much of a benefit then, right? As far as, is there going to be better drops with it, or it just depends?
No better drops, no nothing. It literally is just a harder, the enemies are harder, and you get an extra 10%. You literally just do it if you want something to be a bit harder. That's why I was just
Got
like, no, thank you. no, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, even
Excuse me.
at its normal difficulty, I never felt like this game was as easy as maybe Diablo 3 on its like normal setting. That game was super easy, so that's
Yeah.
why that game put Kev to sleep, you know. So
Yeah, I definitely don't get that with this game. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I don't need to bang my head on this game. This is supposed to be an enjoyable experience. I'm having a good time. You hear the cat in the background. She's crazy, wanting some loves. But yeah, so I basically said, no, I'm not going to beat my head over the wall on this. I'm just gonna have fun and keep it 100. So that's what I did, and it's been fine. I think that I don't know about you, Joe, but I've been having a really good time with it. And once I kind of let go of the oh my god, I have to get the perfect build, or oh my god, I have to get the perfect character, or oh my god, it has to be perfect. It really started to feel better, and I just started to just let it go. And like the song
yeah,
said,
I mean, yeah, just kind of
and
enjoy the game for what it is, and I mean,
yeah,
if you could always go back to it. I mean, I know that there's a new expansion that's coming out for Steam. It's not coming out for consoles, as far as it hasn't been confirmed as of yet, but.
yeah,
I mean, I was even thinking about, this would be possibly a good Steam Deck game as well, as long as the controls are good to go on
yeah.
there. I don't necessarily have to continue to play on Xbox since I already own it on PC, so including the expansions and whatnot. So
Yeah, I think if I'm gonna continue to play it, it probably would be on it'll probably be on Xbox for the first time, just because of the level of ease of getting
yeah,
into it. I think that's why. Though if you really put up a fuss and stinky and you're like, I want to play on this, then I'd probably play it on
oh
the
no,
Steam
no,
Deck.
I'm cool with just continuing to play through on Xbox. There's no
Yeah.
sense to. Maybe we'll revisit the game once the new expansion comes out, and there's a
Well,
later time.
I'm planning on playing the game until and beating it. So this is definitely one of the games that I'm going to play after the sabbatical is over. So if you want to be there with me, fantastic. I'd
Yeah,
love to
no,
have you.
I am definitely there. I'm not gonna totally just drop Xbox like a hot potato or anything like
Yeah.
that. So I've been,
Um,
there's been a really good benefit for this month as far as just seeing how life is on the other side. I mean, so
mhm. How life is on the inside. Yeah.
other side of the fence, So
The inside.
inside Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, inside. But other than that, I've been playing more Pal World. Played that with Kev. Kev can give his opinion about that. But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, although again, the debate is still raging on about it. Whether you agree with it, or not, I do think that Pal World is here to stay, and given how much money it has generated in the first week, I don't think that the people that are that are all was it the people who were did it or created it are going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So I just hope that they do something with it and they continue to make the game good. Like I just really
Yeah,
hope that
they have a roadmap. I'm kind of waiting
yeah.
for the Xbox version to catch up with the Steam version. I mean, even it's the newest builds and newest like updates, it still hasn't caught up to what the
I
Steam
mean, it's still
version is called.
trying. Like now you can make 3 arrows at a time at any location and stuff. So I think they're doing small little hot fixes to get it up there. So
Yeah.
so I do think given the success, I do think that this will appear on PlayStation. I think it will. I think they'd be foolish not to, given its success and popularity. Um, but we'll see. We will definitely see
More
how that
money. More money.
more money. And then last but not least, I tried to play Immortals of Avium, and I just couldn't. It did not look good on my system. I don't know what it was or what was going on, but everyone had this weird fuzzy fuzzy skin Everything looked fuzzy. The controls were great. I thought for a first person Magic game, I was very surprised, but the movement of the camera movement and the angles and how you use your magic uh, was great. I do think if this goes on a sale, I will end up picking it up. By that I mean like a deep, deep sale. Like if I can get it for like $20, I probably will. I think this game, if you can get it for $20, I think you should. Um, Having said that, I'm not going to go out of my way. I tried to play it and it was too distracting. The cutscenes were just way too distracting, with how their faces looked, and they had all like there was no anti-aliasing. Like there was all the shadows were jagged, and I'm just like, how is this running on an S and it's not like I don't know. I'm starting to see the cracks when I try to play newer games on the system. So, um, is the S's games uh sorry, is the S is it what was it? Is it is this days numbered? I don't think so. I don't know. Joe keeps trying to get me to uh, sell
So
my S back and get an X because they're
no,
they're
no,
hitting
don't do that.
they're
Don't
hitting a
do that.
rock bottom now. So, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. So,
No.
but yeah, that's kind of how it is
This,
right now.
the
But
thing
that's
about Immortals of Avium is that the way they rendered the graphics in that particular game, they basically uh, tried to do all the bells and whistles and then basically have the system upscale the game. So like on the S, it literally is playing in like 540p, but it's trying to upscale to whatever the resolution every TV or whatnot is. So
it just looks bad.
yeah.
So, and I'm just like, okay, but yeah, I'll
I
wait.
did I did buy the game, so it should be on my Xbox account, so it might be
That's
on
how I was
your
playing it.
Xbox. Yeah, so
That's how I played it.
I
Yeah.
paid $7.99 for it, so
There you go. I think you played a fantastic price for it. So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. But I'm curious. I know, Joe, why don't you kind of give? I know you have an extra game and you probably have other stuff, but once you get done, I kind of want to hear what Kev has to say about Pal World. But go ahead, Joe, because I think yours is relatively going to be kind of short.
yeah, it's brief.
But
Yeah, no, I've been playing Grim Dawn with you, of course, mainly with my one particular character on there. I actually got from the library Diablo 4, and so I actually started the latest season, season 3 on Diablo, but I elected not to skip the campaign because I never finished the campaign. So I this time I created the barbarian on there, and I kind of was playing around with it. I kind of forgot because we've been playing Grim Dawn, and Grim Dawn has like two separate weapon sets you could go toggle on the fly, and Diablo 4 uses kind of like a blended type approach, meaning that some attacks will use one weapon and some attacks will use the other weapon, depending on the power and what on the grid as far as what buffs and whatnot that you select on there. So there's it kind of took me back. It's like I kept trying to figure out how to toggle the damn thing. So because I'm so used to playing even Diablo 3 Grim Dawn where you're just toggling back and forth between a couple of different sets that you have as far
and
as
you can.
weapons, and you can't. So it's just the way Diablo 4 is. So but I'll probably continue. Obviously, I just got this from the library. It plays great on Series X. It looks good, but it probably looks just as good on PlayStation. So until Diablo 4 comes to Game Pass, it's not like I'm going to go out there and pay another 50, $60 to play Diablo 4 on the Xbox. It's the same game. It's running the same saves. It's connected to my, account if need be, with Activision Blizzard. And so I feel no need, with my Battle.net account to be able to go ahead and buy it on another platform. It's like, I know I know Lefty Brown has it on Xbox, but the game does support cross-play too, so neither we could always play. But I'll probably go back to it on PS5. Once this month is over, we're barely in the last days, if need be. And just to kind of summarize too, Pal World, I did play a little bit with Dez. We were kind of dabbling with it, but I have not created my own server and started playing fresh with my own base and doing all that. And even though Pal World is fun, it's like, I want to wait until it's a little bit more fully
Refined?
formed out of its early access period. I mean, after playing Pal World, it made me kind of rethink. Okay, it kind of has similar beats to Valheim a bit, and so if I wanted to really play something in that wheelhouse, that like kind of crafty survival type game, I'll probably look at Valheim, possibly so. Which we all own on Steam because of
I'm probably gonna
Chase.
I'm probably gonna look up Enshrouded. That seems to be like
Oh yeah, it's
Valheim
yeah,
Plus.
yeah. That's
Valheim
it.
new player mode.
Yeah. I've been seeing some hubbub about that game too on PC, so might be a good time too. So
Good times.
good times on that. So just to kind of summarize though, my month of Xbox, I enjoyed using the Series X. I like to see what's on there. I think getting into chat was very easy. It felt probably easier than PlayStation. I could probably say without a shadow of a doubt. And I went in there today and I started looking at the games I had and downloaded from Game Pass, and it's like, okay, I wound up like deleting a few games like, Wild Hearts and other games that I'm just going to play on PlayStation. And it just seems like it's almost like Game Pass is almost like a game rental service versus feeling like I actually own these games, lock,
Yeah,
stock, and barrel.
that's a really good way to put it. And especially
And
how we're playing it, how
yeah.
we're using it, it really does. So yeah, that's a really good.
It's almost like I'm renting games from a library. It's like I don't feel the like sense of like, okay, these are my games and I'm going to play my games on my system. It's more like, okay, Xbox is saying, okay, these are the games available on the service, and if you were just kind of decided to say, draw the line in the sand and say, I'm just going to stick with the Game Pass and nothing else, or maybe make some ancillary digital purchases on the Microsoft store, that'd be one thing. But it's just the point that there's a few things with Game Pass that it's just simply not up to snuff. I was checking out Game Pass on PC and just seeing that Pal World was not up to the Steam version. I was debating about installing like a game or two on Game Pass on PC since it's still our month of Xbox. So just to get the full brunt of it. But it's like, I want a console that I could feel like, I guess you can own the games if necessarily, but we'll talk about something in news about physical games and Xbox, but we've talked about it before as well. So, but I'll still dabble in Xbox, but to tell you, Desmond, to buy a Series X when in fact, you already had access to everything that's on the service, and it's not like you're going to go out there and buy a bunch of digital games, if need be. Or
No.
if you gain the Series X, it's not like you're going to go and I'm going to buy a bunch of Xbox Series X discs or anything like that. That kind of writing's on the wall on that. So, but all in all, I mean, I'm looking forward to February 1st. I took the day off of work.
You really did, huh?
I really took the day off of work. Yes, I
Don't
did.
tell Goonie. Goonie will rat you out. He'll be like, "Oh,
that's right. My boss approved it. It's already good. It's
whoa!" You're like,
it's already
"Yep,
done. It's already done. Asking you shall receive. It's like
love
I'm
it."
thinking about asking for February 2nd off too. So
Whoa.
I'm
Okay.
gonna take a little siesta. I'm gonna try to get my setup going and play some PlayStation. Game night on Thursday's gonna be fine eating, folks. So join us on game night.
Wow.
We might have make a Thursday game day and game night. Who knows?
Wow, Joe's gonna go crazy. I'm gonna have to pull him off that system. He's like,
Oh.
I missed you, baby. I missed
I know.
you.
Desmond accused me of cheating because I did fire up my PlayStation to like do some like keeping with my hard drive and deleting some games or install. I was going to install some of the new games I bought over the weekend, but Desmond said no. I made Desmond like the judge and jury of my
No,
Was
I
he
get
like
you.
your AA sponsor?
I was
yeah,
like, you
there
can
you
do
go.
whatever you want, sir. You can do whatever you want.
That shade's gray. I'm sitting there. I'm pouring the bottle. I'm pouring the bottle into a shot glass. I'm sitting there looking at the shot glass, but no, I'm just cleaning the glass out. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing any drinking. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people said. Mm-hmm. I love it.
I made sure that Grand Blue Fantasy relink demo was properly downloaded and on my system, of course.
I'm not turning it on. I'm turning it on January 31st, right at midnight. Click. Well, here's February 1st. I'll turn it on and start loading my stuff up. I said that I wouldn't turn it on. I ain't turned it on since.
All right, got to queue up like Judas Priest, Living After Midnight, and just play it back.
It's a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That's me for this past week, though. So
Kev, come on. I want to hear, what are your thoughts about Pal World after spending some time in our game?
Okay, so to be clear, the time in Pal World probably equated to like maybe 30 minutes. And I will say one thing. I'll say one thing about Pal World is that it made me realize that there is another genre of gaming that I hate, and that is the survival gaming genre. I hate it with a passion. It is, to me, it would be like Superman snorting kryptonite laced cocaine.
Just can't do it, huh?
I can't. That game loop is the most uninteresting. Un it, it would be like literally to me it's like literally watching paint dry. My whole thing about Power World is that I thought I was going to basically go in there, they're going to give me some starting equipment, and then I'd start capturing and starting doing whatever. No. To begin with, the whole structure of survival on a console is hit and miss to begin with. Folks are saying that this is very streamlined on the controller. I couldn't even figure out how to like, I picked up some berries from some chest, and I couldn't figure out how to get the berries to prepare them and cook them to eat them because my character was starving. And that's another thing. Oh, well, you're getting cold. Oh, well, you're going to get hot. Oh, your hunger meter is going up. Oh, this. Like the going back and forth in those systems, in those menus rather, and trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? They're running around and then doing the Fortnite thing, smacking trees to collect chunks of wood. Gotta go to this rock and smack the rock, so I need 3 wood and 2 rock and 1 magic dust crystal to make a pokeball or whatever they call them things in the game. It's like, I ain't nobody got time for that over here. So I gave it 30 minutes and right around there, maybe a little bit more, I can't remember. And when I picked up those berries and they did not appear in my inventory, I said, okay, I'm going to take this as a sign that this genre is not for me. So I really don't have an opinion on Pal World other than it opened my eyes to the complete despise I have for the survival gaming genre. And that's really all I can say about it. I guess maybe the only thing I can technically say is that little chicken that was running around in the camp.
Yeah.
Looks damn near, well, it looks exactly like a Pokemon that I've seen that's a chicken. I don't know the name of it, Don't know what game it's from. Don't know when it was added to the Pokédex, but I know I've seen that chicken in Pokemon before. Pal World is Pokemon theft. I don't care what nobody says. I mean, it's become the discussion du jour for the, and I don't know how this happened, but it is Pal World has become the new flagship for the anti-woke movement going on in gaming right now. I have no idea why. I think it has something to do with PETA saying something or complaining, bitching about the game on X. I have no idea what's going on, but the only thing that I can say about Power World is that it showed me my complete disdain for survival games, and that's really the only thing I can say for it. I deleted it right after my time with it. I have no intentions of reloading it. I have no intentions of ever revisiting this game or Valheim or any game of this sort ever. It is over and done.
All right, then.
My self-inflicted tortures don't end there because I went on and started messing with the Steam Deck again, and I'm just the only thing I was able to get Final Fight LNS to run on the Steam Deck. And it was literally watching 4 videos and taking some information from each video about the same app, which is Litrus, that's pre-installed on the Steam Deck, and applying a little bit of this video, a little bit of that video, a little bit of this video, and a little bit of that video. Each one had some information that applied specifically to what I was trying to do. And I was able to get Final Fight LNS loaded into my what do you call that, game mode menu. I'm not trying to make it look fancy like they were showing, and I'm not downloading special banners and any of that stuff. I just want the stuff to actually work. And I was able to get LNS to work from game mode or from Valve's, the not the whatever I don't know. Do they call it game mode? I forget.
Are you talking about desktop mode, or are you talking about the
opposite of Steam Deck mode? Well, yeah, Steam, where all the games are in the tiles and all that stuff. So
desktop mode.
Not desktop mode. The opposite, okay. Whatever they call it.
The Steam OS, yeah.
Yeah, Steam OS mode. So I was able to get that going, but Double Dragon alternate will work. I learned that for whatever reason, the Steam Deck, I don't know if it's the Steam Deck itself or if it's the apps that I'm trying to use, they don't like Bluetooth keyboards at all. Like it, for whatever reason, I couldn't right click on stuff. I couldn't do what I needed to do. So I connected my old keyboard, USB keyboard and mouse to the Steam Deck dock, and I was able to get everything to properly work. As far as Double Dragon was concerned, I can get it to start, and actually I can play the game, but it does not recognize my USB controller, like at all. And the weird thing is that it's sensing it in the menus, because in the menus you got to go through and map literally every button that you're going to be using in the game, including the digital pad. And when I do that, it's registering the pad that way. When I turn on Rumble, the pad rumbles, so it's picking up that stuff. But when the actual game starts, it defaults to keyboard only, and it won't recognize the fact that I've got a controller connected. And I have no idea why that is. It's like I don't get it. And the reason I don't get it is because Final Fight LNS recognizes that I have a controller, lets me map everything correctly, and then executes the file and runs the game, and I'm using the controller. It's so I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's a quote unquote out of date version of Double Dragon that for whatever reason is just not registering the controller for some reason. I don't know. Just that it's so head against the freaking brick wall. It's like I don't know why this crap don't work. So I'm done fiddling with this damn thing on that level. I'll wait till y'all get your decks jailbroken or whatever it is they're going to do to these things, and I'll just send mine along with y'all's to get it done, because my blood pressure was probably really high when I was
Have you ever
screwing
thought
with
about maybe getting, because you're not using this portably anyway. I was thinking maybe a small like mini PC, like one of these small ones that are usually on like Retro Game Core. They don't have a graphics card inside or anything like that, but kind of similar guts to Steam Deck on the Windows that might work out better for you possibly.
No, I'm
So,
not. I'm not going to spend more money behind PC gaming. This is like the last. This is like the last thing that I'm going to be. I'm not sinking any more money into PC gaming, because it's obviously not for me. That at least the type of PC gaming I want to do. Um, I still have my 1070, so technically I could always go back to that. I don't want to. I don't think I should have to, because I've got the Steam Deck. I mean, this damn thing, Valve has sold it as being this catch-all to do everything that you were doing with your desktop, and I see all these videos of all these people doing all these great and wonderful things with it, and I just can't get the shit to work for me for whatever reason. And that's number one. Number two, I admittedly don't have the patience to dive into this to get it to work. I fully admit that. And number three, I'm just going to have somebody else do it. And
Nothing wrong with that.
just save myself the frustration. I'm not going to do. And that's something else that I noticed about this damn thing, is that I have it hardwired to the internet, and I don't know what was going on Saturday night, but the Steam Deck was constantly losing contact with the Steam servers. I was trying to add a couple of my Steam games to my download them to the SSD on this thing, and the downloads were constantly being interrupted. They would start and stop. Then when they stopped, I'd have to go back in and start them up, and then the signal would drop again. And then it would, and I have no idea why. My PS5 wasn't doing that. Series X wasn't doing that. But this thing is just like constantly dropping the download. I forget what game was I trying to download. It wasn't even a big game. It was River City Underground. I was trying to put that on here, and that game is maybe a gig and a half, 2 gigs, maybe a little bit more. I don't remember, but it still hasn't downloaded.
What?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's stuff like that that has made me realize that I will never, ever, 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 ever be a PC gamer. Um, I appreciate the little experience that I had building my 1070. Just for that, just the experience of building it. If I had to do it over again, I would have used a bigger form factor for my case. But other than that, um, I thought it was good enough. But the problems that I run into just trying to game is is not worth it. And the only reason why it's kind of sort of worth it is because I have this Steam Deck that is supposed to be this all-in-one wunderbar portable PC that basically can do all the stuff that my low-end PC could do. So that's it, because I know if I fiddle with this others, I'm going to wind up putting this thing on eBay, and I don't really want to do that because I want to use it for my Steam games and playing my playing the fan made games that are like from open bore. And I know that if I keep fiddling with it, I'm just gonna say F it and just throw it up on eBay and just be done with it. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
So
if you know yourself, then if you know
yeah,
yourself, then I'm all for it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you gave it your best shot, and there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
You know.
So, but I did get Final Fight LNS to run, so I played a little bit of that. That game is hard as nails, but it's fun as all get out. So, I would highly recommend people that remember the Final Fight game in the arcade download that game and play it. You won't regret it. And it's I've mentioned it before. It's characters from just about every fighting game, every 2D fighting game you can imagine put into the Final Fight universe, because uh, Chun-Li wins the Street Fighter tournament to arrest M. Bison, but he gets away and he teleports through time. Well, not really time, because it kind of taking place right around the same time the events in uh, hey Mike Hagar's what I forget
Residents
what they
or
call
a
it,
mayor.
as mayor.
Yeah.
But he uses his psycho power to go back or take himself to that city, Metro City, I think it is, and clone the mass. So many of them now. And so
Hey, makes sense to me.
Chun-Li gets all these people from all these different uh, fighting game universes to head over there to stop him. It's awesome. They just recently did I don't know how recent it was, but there is an update. There are paths that take you into Captain Commando's area or Captain Commando's world. There are some areas that take you into Knights of the Round, and
that is time travel now. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
yeah, Knights of the Round and Warriors of Fate, and it is just so dope. So that is like the one bright accomplishment that I have with this Steam Deck hell that I put myself through, is I do have that game running. So that's cool. Um, Moving from that, Tales of Arise. I'm liking that game, but the second that Grand Blue Relink drops, this game is not getting played. It's just not. I'm still fairly early in the story, and I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I'm going to keep it or not. Not because I don't think it's a good game, but I think it is. It's just that there are two other games that are coming out literally within days that are just way better than it. And that's where my JRPG time is going to be spent. So I kind of feel that I just killed too much time before I can really get into Tales of Arise. So I'll debate. I'm gonna wait and see and contemplate, but probably by the time I'm able to get around to Tales of Arise, I probably won't care. So I'm unfortunately, I doubt that I'll be going back to it, and that's unfortunate because I think from all accounts and just even from what I've experienced, it's a great game, but there's just the new hotness is dropping, and ain't nobody got time to go back to games that are 2 years old in and the new hotness is like in this genre, and it's just so much better than what Tales of Arise is doing. And again, that's not even shade because Tales of Arise is a great game. It's just there are just better games dropping in that same genre. Tekken 8, I have not actually played it yet, but I've got it installed. So I'm going to be when time allows, going into that and start messing with that. One of the neat things that I found out features that Tekken 8 has is, and I don't know of any other fighting game that does that. So in my opinion, they kind of broke ground in this. You can record a fight that you've had online, or a fight that you had with the fighting the computer, and you can take that fight into the training mode, and you can basically replay the section where you lost the match and try to figure out what you could have done in that same situation. Basically, it allows you to rewind just like the last few moves before the kill, the KO blow that ended the round or ended the game, and you can try to see what you could have done to avoid that. And I think that's hella dope. I think that's a great training tool, and I can't think of any other fighting game that's done that. I could be wrong, but I do know that Street Fighter lets you recreate, like Street Fighter 6 lets you recreate situations, but Tekken 8 lets you bring the actual match into your training mode and will replay it, giving you control of your character to allow you to figure out what you can do to get, to have done something to get out of that situation, which I think is just absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting into Tekken 8. And with that, I'm probably not going back to Street Fighter because I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling it until they have characters that I really want to get into. So that's really what I've been doing this past week. So that is going to push us to our next topic on the docket, and that is the vessel line. So, Dez, you got it, man.
All righty. So, for this episode's vessel line, the question was, what are your thoughts about gaming and AI? Is it good, bad, or inevitable? Share your thoughts, and we will talk about them on our next episode. Well, that episode is this one, and we're going to talk about it. If you're interested in our thoughts, definitely go back and check out last episode. But we're probably going to, elaborate a little bit more on what our listeners had to say, because we got a little bit. Plus, we have a listener that's listening to everybody, and they're at the end. So, Goonie says, longtime listener Goonie says, in an ideal world, AI would be used by companies to support their employees, streamlining workflows by having AI complete repetitive tasks or creating something that will be later refined by a human being. This would literally mean employees could complete more with less effort, resulting in less crunch in the video game industry and bigger and better games for us. But in our world run by corporations, there is a snowball's chance in hell that happens. We've seen how expendable the tech industry considers its workforce with the massive layoffs in 2023. In reality, AI will be used to replace people. Those who are still employed will be asked to pick up the work of their laid off peers, and companies will be happy to churn out mediocre AI generated games because technology has not reached the point where it can replicate and the truly creative peoples who are behind the games we love. There's also the big looming legal question of ownership of art/media created by AI. When the AI model has been developed using other people's work, I believe AI can be a boon for humanity, but given the world we live in, it's going to be milked by the rich and powerful to the detriment of everyone else. Well, I mean, I think this is a really good and eloquent way to say it. Yes, I think people have a very rosy colored impression about AI and the good of AI and what they believe AI will do. Um, just reiterate, but it's gonna for that to happen. I think the AI technology is moving so fast and it's coming so quickly that legislation and morality can't keep up with it. And I think that's the problem that we're having with AI because people are only seeing quote unquote the good that can happen from it, and not and that's outweighing the bad that can happen with it. And I think that's the main problem is people don't know how to legislate AI yet, and there will come a time when that will happen. It's just not coming quick enough. Would either of you like to elaborate or have a comment about what Goonie said?
I think he's got some excellent points. Anything good, the corporation is going to figure out a way to milk it to raise profits.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, that's kind of sort of what a corporation's job is. But I feel that there's going to be a real push to use AI to cut corners, to get things done quicker. And whenever you do that, the quality of whatever it is you're doing is going to go down.
Yep.
And this could be an opportunity for companies to separate themselves, like which ones are using AI efficiently to put out a better product, and which companies are just using AI just to push stuff out faster into the market. Maybe, and hopefully the cream will rise to the top, and those that are using it as cutting just sheerly for cutting corners and just to get a product out will fall by the wayside. But I think at the end of the day, it kind of sort of means that people are going to be losing their jobs. And the thing that sucks is that, as like I said before, it just kind of seems that the tools used to make games, the engines, they're just becoming so damned expensive.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where, if AI is going to be utilized, if AI can be utilized to streamline maybe some of that work in on the engine side, I mean, in the end, it may still end up with people losing their jobs, but hopefully it could result in these engines being a little less expensive and requiring, and I don't know. I think we're just literally in the grand scheme of tech time moments away from from an AI generated game development engine. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
And if it can be tweaked and utilized and have a price point that is not so freaking bank breaking, then it could be something great for gaming development. But I kind of see as the glass half empty, similar to what Goonie here was talking about.
Mm. Well, I mean, that's right. I think you're right. Joe, do you have anything to add?
Just that, I think AI should be used as a tool. It's not something to. I don't think the next Miyamoto is going to be a AI algorithm, if need be. It's always going to be games created by individuals and teams within with said individuals to be able to craft something that is above and beyond what an AI can do. I can't think of an algorithm you would be able to put in and have a AI create something for you from top to bottom. It has to be a labor of love of some sort. Imagine if they use AI to create comic books. I mean, it's the same thing.
They already do.
I know.
And that's the thing. They already do. So.
Probably better than some of the worst comic books, but it's like, maybe you could put an Archie like AI, have
Said Archie AI. Get
Yep.
out of here.
Reggie Jughead Archie,
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, there are literally people out there, and you can see it. Like there are people out there. There's this one guy who makes AI graphic novels.
does he?
And yeah, he will, and because you can refine it, you can refine what you're doing. Like he'll basically pick an artist, he'll pick a style, and he will, and the art, all the artwork is generated by AI. He will write it, but he writes it after he's seen the pictures.
Got it.
And he's totally like, he's like, it's revolutionary, it's fantastic, it's awesome to be able to basically go in and create a story from
Storyboards.
yeah, and just create it. And I'm like, okay, so it really is an open field right now because people don't know what to expect, and they don't know how to legislate it. I think that's really what it comes down to. Once legislation is done, it'll be done. And which is a great segue into what Crucial Chase says. AI is anti-art. But at the same time, where else are you going to see images of Steve Harvey running from Wendigo in the woods? I have a love-hate relationship. Toxic love-hate. And that's the thing. AI, for lack of a better word, levels the playing field in such a way that it's disproportionate, And by that I mean there's all these people that go to school that study a craft, whether it's writing or game development or sound or all these different things, that people go and they learn to do, and then all that stuff, anyone can do now with AI. And so while it is smoothing out the playing field, you are losing all that diversity of thought. And I think that's the problem, one of the main problems that's happening. And then lastly, we have a comment from Chat GPT. And Kev, can you give us a little bit about your prompts or what you did when asking Chat GPT this question? Like, how did you phrase it? How was that? I'll read its response, but I wanted to know, what were some of your thoughts about that?
So basically, I took the same question. I can actually tell you the question that I asked it.
Yeah.
What is your perspective on gaming development utilizing AI? Is it a good option that can open up new avenues in player experiences? Or is the possible abuse of AI in gaming development resulting in cut corners in quality too great of a risk to be fully embraced? So it's basically the same question, but I'm giving the AI some asking for its perspective, its point of view, but going into and giving it a benefit and a negative, and asking where it falls on that. So it's basically the same question, just worded differently.
Yeah, but I think that's like what you need to
Yeah,
ask.
you have to do that because I did ask it. I did try. I copied and pasted the question that we had, and it just basically spat out a very generic, very chat GPT answer. So I kind of changed the question, and that's this. Its response is what it gave me. So I thought it
Yeah.
was a better response.
Okay. So basically, what Chat GPT said, which is really kind of like the one thing about Chat GPT is yes, it is an algorithm. It searches for the most common and most what would be the word? The most apropos, I guess, answer to the question at hand. So remember, it's just generating as it's looking through tons and tons and tons of databases to get to speak about an experience. To speak about experience that it truly doesn't have being a machine. So ChatGPT says, my perspective, being an AI language model is neutral, but I can offer insights into the different aspects of gaming development using AI. The use of AI in gaming development comes with both exciting possibilities and potential risks. Here are some perspectives. Positive aspects. Innovative player experiences. AI can enable the creation of more dynamic and personalized gaming experiences, tailoring gameplay to individual preferences and skill levels. Procedural content generation. AI algorithms can automate the creation of game content, leading to larger and more diverse worlds and potentially reducing development times and costs. Enhanced enemy AI and NPCs. AI-driven characters can exhibit more complex and realistic behaviors, providing players with a more immersive and challenging gaming environment. Adaptive gameplay. AI can dramatically adjust difficulty levels and game elements based on player actions, ensuring a more engaging and enjoyable experience. Effective testing and quality assurance. AI can be employed for automated testing, helping developers identify and fix issues more quickly, leading to higher quality games. Potential risks. Ethical concerns. There is a potential for ethical concerns, including the use of AI to manipulate player behavior, invasion of privacy, and the unintentional propagation of biases in AI algorithms. Cutting corners in quality. There's a risk that developers might prioritize speed and efficiency over quality, leading to rushed or poorly designed games if AI is used to automate too many aspects of development. Job displacement. Automation through AI could lead to job displacement in certain areas of gaming development, potentially impacting the livelihoods of artists, designers, and other professionals. Dependency on AI. Over-reliance on AI tools could limit creativity, creative diversity, and innovation if developers become too dependent on automated processes. And so, of course, it speaks to a balanced approach. Developers need to strike a balance between leveraging AI for efficiency and maintaining a commitment to quality and ethical considerations. Thoughtful implementation of AI can enhance creativity, streamline development, and create richer gaming experiences. Transparency in AI development and clear communication about how AI is used in games can help build trust with players and address concerns related to ethics and privacy. In conclusion, while AI has the potential to open up new avenues in player experiences, it's crucial for the gaming industry to approach its integration responsibly, considering the ethical implications and maintaining a commitment to delivering high-quality, engaging games. So, what I got from all of this is there have been papers that have been written by people, academics who have written about both the positive and the negatives of it, and then it kind of wrote and then talking about the balanced approach because in everything there has to be balance, at least in my opinion. Everything there has to be balance, and right now AI or machine learning or whatever you want to call it is not balanced properly, and by that I mean it's not legislated properly. We don't know. There are no protections right now. We don't know what people can do or what they can't do. Everything is kind of up in the air as to how things can be done. And until something is done, most likely by the Supreme Court, to talk about AI and regulate AI, this is going to be an issue. And with the things around, Pal World, and the things around monster catching, and the things around, you know, games being quote unquote inspired by other games, um, what how far does inspiration go before it's flat out plagiarized? And I think that's one of the things that people that's one of the things that needs to be addressed in this much larger conversation about the efficacy of um of AI in gaming. And actually, this is, AI in anything. I mean, we're a gaming podcast, so it is about gaming, but this is a much larger thing around, all kinds of things around AI automation. So, I do believe that it's not going anywhere. I think it is inevitable. And people, instead of rallying against it, should be working on ways to properly regulate it. Because at the bottom, at the end of the day, the USA is a capitalist society. And within a capitalist society, the main function is to make money at the most efficient way possible. And if AI is going to do that, then you need to protect the people that AI will disenfranchise. And I think that's the main thing, or the main driver to the whole AI discussion in general. And until those things are settled and figured out, there's going to be a lot of craziness in our future. So, Joe, I'm gonna shoot it over to you, my friend. Do you have anything else before we close out this? We close out the vessel line.
Basically, the Chat GPT had kind of good comments, if need be. I apologize for the little lapse there. My headset was going wonky. I need AI on my headset, so
you probably already have it. You don't even know it.
Who knows? But I could see the benefits. I just want it to be used ethically by these companies. I just don't know, especially after Pocket Pair and Pal World and its development. Pocket World, I mean, Pocket Pal's other game that's kind of in the Metroidvania vein looks straight up like a carbon copy of Hollow Knight, and so it's just like.
Yep, that's what I mean.
You can't just take an existing piece of work and just modify it and just release it. So I just don't want companies say, instead of creating a proper sequel to a game, gonna take AI and make a sequel using AI and just basically make it into a level creator or something like that. I could totally see someone doing that, old Doom Wad or something like that, where instead of relying on people out there, creative people, to come up with some unique ideas, you're going to just basically throw a bunch of AI propagated levels, if need be, on there. I could even see someone creating the game and then using AI to bulk up the game too, as far as creating levels within it as well. So I mean, I just hope that people draw the line. If AI is used, that they could at least curate what the AI is doing to make sure that there is a human touch to it if need be. Just because you have a copy machine at work doesn't necessarily mean you need to copy everything. It's not like I'm gonna rush over and go to the Funkin' Wagnalls encyclopedia and start.
Funkin' Wagnalls. Wow. Okay, sir.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
This reminds me of the early days of home console gaming.
Oh yeah.
Game comes out called Chopper Command. It was in the arcades. That much I remember. Activision comes out with a game called what was it? It wasn't Cobra Command. It was something. It was no Choplifter was the arcade game. Activision comes out with Chopper Command. Same game, doing the same things, but instead of tanks, you had to shoot these buildings to let the people out, and then pick them up, and then take them off to safety. Either that, or you just picked them up in the helicopter, and you didn't have to do it. You just kept, because this was back on the 2600 days. I don't even remember if they even had that level of complexity. You had Defender, and then you had a whole bunch of Defender clones. They even had Parker Brothers, because believe it or not, folks, Parker Brothers used to make video games. They had the Star Wars license way back in the day, and they had the Empire Strikes Back, and that was Defender with AT-ATs. Same game, doing the same thing, except you've got these AT-ATs showing up with these little block-shaped weak points, and you shoot the AT-AT, and if you shoot the AT-AT with the weak point, it would light up and disappear. Otherwise, you had to continue to shoot it, and you could fly through the legs and all. But it was basically Defender. There was this old school arcade top-down shooter called Mission X that I remember playing as a wee lad, and then Activision comes out with River Raid. Same game. Just instead of a prop plane, you have a jet. Same game. So it's like things are just repeating themselves.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo teams up with a developer to bring Pokemon to their gaming consoles, and then we have these new jacks that have just run the whole Pokédex through an AI generator, and they've got Power World. It's like the more there's a very ancient book that says there's nothing new under the sun. There really isn't.
Nope.
There
really isn't. There's just more efficient ways to do it and more efficient ways to monetize it. That's pretty much what it is. And I know that people could say that's a very cynical way to think about it, but that's pretty much that. Yeah, that's pretty much the truth, but yeah. So anything else that you would like to say, anybody, before we close it out? Okay. I just want to say thank you so much to Chase and Goonie for commenting on this. AI is a very big topic in all forms of all industries. So it's gonna continue to be there. If you have any other comments or you have something to say, definitely join our Discord. You can, even though this question has wrapped for this, you can still mention it and we'll read it on our next show. If you want to come into the vessel line, we want to catch everyone's opinions. So definitely feel free to share them. And if you want to learn how to do that, please stay till the end, and Kev will let you know how you can join our Discord. But you know what follows, Desmond. It's the Jabroni Gaming News.
All right, thank you, Des. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. I need to find a better way to roll it over to you. That's so weird.
That's okay.
All right. It's all yours, my friend.
All right. Well, first thing we want to talk about, the biggest news this past week had to do with Microsoft. So Microsoft unfortunately had to make a quote-unquote painful decision. That's what Phil Spencer wrote the staff of Xbox, Bethesda, and Activision Blizzard. They have cut 1,900 jobs from the big company on here. According to Phil Spencer, the decision had been made after Activision and Microsoft Blizzard leadership teams set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all align in the best opportunities for growth. So there was a few people that got kicked at the curb, including Blizzard's president Mike Ibarra. He confirmed that he's decided to leave the company. Kind of read through the lines from other reporting stating that it wasn't a voluntary decision on his part.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No, don't say it ain't so, Mike. Say it ain't
Yes.
so.
Yeah, because Mike was part of Microsoft for a long time, and then he like kind of left Microsoft and went over to Blizzard, and was quote unquote 6 months ago going to stay at Blizzard for a long, long time, but obviously didn't happen. So also Blizzard's chief design officer Alan Adham is also leaving the company as well. Blizzard had been previously working on a survival game, which was being helmed by Ubisoft's former Far Cry boss, Dan Hay. It was canceled, unfortunately. We'll talk about that a little bit more. It was been in development for 6 years on there, so obviously they've been just burning money at Activision Blizzard.
Just burning money.
Yeah, burning money on
I
here.
just say it, but it's true. Like they were literally they just like to burn money. They're just like, we got money.
They said this game actually was going to. It's actually very good, but they spent so much time throughout the years running off like different engines if need be. They wanted to keep it as a mobile focused title, and obviously with its engine problems, there was a whole other thing on there. But all this is just a lot of painful cuts, unfortunately. So, and there were some other cuts too, like I know Sledgehammer Games, part of the Call of Duty machine, got a considerable amount of employees let go. Also, Toys for Bob, the developer that spearheaded like the new Crash Bandicoot games on there, also worked on Skylanders previously in the past and other titles. I know Spyro Collection. They had considerable cuts as well on there. So, and this is what Phil Spencer. I won't read everything that he wrote, but it's a lot of hyperbole. People who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part of the success of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and the Xbox teams, and they should be proud of everything they accomplish here. They are grateful for all the creativity, passion, and dedication they have brought to our games, players, and colleagues on here. So, and of course, they're going to offer full support. But, it's just the point that, even PlayStation within the last 6 months made lots of different cuts with all sorts of teams, Bungie ad nauseum. So, I mean, this is just kind of the status quo in the industry right now. I think everyone's kind of getting the feel for what's going on with this industry post-COVID. I know everyone was consuming games at a rapid pace during the COVID era. And it just seems like now that, Microsoft's kind of resetting themselves after this latest merger. I just hope that they don't merge anymore with any other companies, Sega or whatever else they're thinking about. They need to concentrate on what they have now and to kind of move forward effectively. Hopefully by cutting this 6-year project, they, obviously saw the handwriting on the wall. Just like Sony saw the handwriting on the wall with all the games as a games as a service games that they were like, oh my God, we're gonna get that gas crown, the gas crown. You just reaching for that damn gas X or Tums is basically it on here. And now we're kind of holding the bag because, I hate to say it, but Xbox is struggling to bring new games to Games Pass, and hopefully this year we'll see some projects come to fruition. I think PlayStation is also struggling to bring new games to the forefront. They're relying a lot on their third-party partners, Final Fantasy Rebirth, a few other games, all the Asia titles, Korean titles that they're bringing to market look great, but Sony first party proper hasn't really, besides a few remasters here and there. I don't have it in the news, but there's a rumors of a remaster of Until Dawn for the PlayStation 5. So if you wanted to play that in the super the greatest mode on there, but
It's easy. Hey, remakes are easy.
I know.
I don't really see that as a problem though. It's games that you can only play on that platform.
Yeah.
Or maybe on that platform in PC. You can't go to Xbox and play it. You can't go to Nintendo and play it. We know that their first party is working on stuff. It would be one thing if these games were not coming, or we didn't know when they were coming. But we do know when they're coming. In fact, some of them are coming literally in days. I'm eating well. I'm not real at this point. I'm not even really thinking about what first party is up to because I know they're cooking. It'd be something else if these games weren't dropping.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that. I don't really see it as an issue, and I'm not trying to be console warish in this. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of, am I getting new games that I care about anytime soon? And I am.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. If you feel like if you feel like, and I have to kind of echo with Kev. It doesn't seem to me. It doesn't seem that bad. I mean, these are just really. I'm trying to say it in a good way. It just all screams of like, I don't want to say desperation, but it just screams of like just not having your shit together. I get it. You have downturns, but didn't you just buy all these people? Didn't you have this stuff coming out and you're canceling games? It's like, I don't know. It's just hard to be an Xbox fan given some of the changes that they're making. And I know that they're doing this and they're downsizing it because they're trying very hard to stand to stand in the long haul. They're going to be, downsizing for the long haul. I really believe that is what's happening. They're like, okay, we're going to have to circle the horses, we're going to have to not have as much stuff. Because we're making this shift to, whatever, Game Pass more, something else more. I really don't know. Like, I just don't know what Phil is thinking, and because I'm not an economist, I don't know, what to expect, but damn, it just seems like, I don't know. I'd be really kind of concerned about Xbox stock or Xbox, what's going on with Xbox right now. Like, I would just be really, really concerned.
And here's another thing. Bobby Kotick is getting ready to write anywhere from a 8-figure severance check, if not more. You mean to tell me that they couldn't come up with some money, and we don't know if that hasn't happened? But we can't come up with some money to move these so that these people can coast a little bit.
No, they don't
between
want to do that.
Jobs.
They don't want to do that.
When you've dropped $70 billion, and you're getting, and it's not just Bobby Kotick. There's several key folks that are getting ready to take the golden parachute.
Yeah, because they either don't want to wait out the storm of whatever they're cooking up over at Xbox, because that's what they're doing. Like, Microsoft is cooking up something, and I can tell you, it's Game Pass, and I really think that your comments about them getting out of the console space is super valid, and given what we're seeing now, I do believe that that's probably the case, and for that, I'm just like, wow, I never thought that I would ever be in a place where it would be going the way of Sega. Like, I just never in my mind thought that this would happen. So the fact that it probably will happen, just crazy to me. Just crazy to me. Ugh.
Yeah, according to article I just brought up, Bobby Kotick is getting a $400 million payout.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is insane.
$400 million.
What?
Is insane.
But y'all can't break nothing off for these 1,900 people that just lost their jobs.
That is
But we can
insane.
give one individual $400 million from that $70 billion that y'all just dropped.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Mm-mm. That's
Wow.
It's because of stock. Yeah.
no, I get all that, but damn.
No, yeah, stock, jock, bullcock. Y'all could do something for them 1,900 people.
Yeah, they could do better. Wow.
That's including a $15 million severance package as well.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
You know what? He's not going to do this, but he could take 30 million of that and say, "Hey, help these folks."
Ain't gonna do that.
With
Ain't
what
gonna do that.
I mean, he's not. He's
Ain't
not.
gonna do that.
I know he's not. I know.
I mean, I would love for him
to
to
do that.
but
He's not
no.
going to do that. He's not going to do that. But it would be nice if he did. It would be nice if he did.
Well, it would be nice. It would be nice if Xbox had some games too, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. So let's just keep it a buck.
Golly.
Oh Lord. Oh, this gaming stuff is just. Oh Lord.
$400 million
Between his severance
for running
package,
Activision into the ground.
you got it. There was another executive that was very adamant during the whole merger thing. That was that Lulu Chang Miss Survey on here, but she's resigning as well. I guess she helped found Substack on there, but she's very adamant on Twitter, and they had a bunch of followers because she's quite an attractive, Asian female. It just seems like.
Huh.
But she's leaving after the merger, and according to reports, was getting like a $10 million payout. So,
where's my payout? I've been playing games for forever. Where's my payout? Damn it! Where's my payout?
Yeah,
I bought an Xbox. Where's my payout?
Think about the Blizzard's canceled survival game. It was codenamed Odyssey. It was, like I stated previously, in development for 6 years on here. It was being developed by a 100+ team, and all of them unfortunately got laid off on here. It was based in the new universe, and according to at least what was reported through Bloomberg on here, the project was ultimately canceled because of technical issues with the game engine being used to make it. It was originally prototyped on Epic's Unreal Engine, but Blizzard executives felt the technology wasn't the right fit because it couldn't support the goal of having vast maps supporting up to 100 players simultaneously. So you're dealing with a big scale game. They wanted the Odyssey team to build the game using Synapse, an internal engine the studio had originally created for mobile games, but they wanted to use that engine across many of their projects on there. So I guess for whatever reason, this internal engine that they were using was kind of slow to coalesce, and they basically determined that they didn't want to take the time to basically put this game into a different engine or work the engine and make it up to snuff on there. So from what people were stating, game was fun to play, but business got to be business, I guess. So yeah.
Sorry.
According to at least the estimation, it would have taken another 3, possibly 4 years to get the game actually completed and out the door. So
they basically weren't able to create a large enough gas game.
Yeah, basically. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and other news about this leak. Basically, Xbox shut down the entire customer support department for Battle.net So I don't know if they're going to rely on as far as AI to do the customer service, but they're going to go to external, companies to be able to do customer support.
Don't get your account banned anytime soon.
Technically,
Nobody gonna help you.
Nobody gonna help. You are an AOL. You're an AS, or you're just out of luck.
Yeah, according to at least what people were saying, that that BattleNet's customer service is quite noted as being one of the better ones in the industry, and very responsive, and so on and so forth. So
sorry,
Charlie. So I guess if you're a WoW subscriber out there, if you're playing a lot of World of Warcraft, be wary. Your customer support's going to be outsourced, just like current Xbox customer support probably is as well. You got to cut them corners. So, but also the layoffs also closed the entire department at Microsoft Xbox, as far as the department that is dedicated to bringing physical games to market. So they shut down the entire department that is dedicated to bringing first-party Xbox games to physical retail on here. So
digital only. Say it with me now. Digital only.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. Obviously with the FTC leak, that supposedly they were going to bring out a Series X refresh this year. The one that was quote unquote adorably all digital, because why would you want to have a disc slot for any purpose on that? But according to Daniel Ahmed, which is quite noted, I follow this guy on Twitter. He's a analyst. He basically saying that there are certain AAA games with 80% digital shares on Xbox these days, so it's not too surprising. So basically, out of all these like big tentpole titles, seems like that Xbox pretty much sells 80% digital as far as titles, just like stuff like Tekken 8 or Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
I hate to say it, but it's working. They are training people to not want to control or own their media, and they are training them to use a service. That's literally what's happening.
Yeah. Recently, of course, AAA games usually receive physical and digital releases. Hi-Fi Rush was noted as being the first one in the Xbox's wheelhouse that got shadow dropped on a direct and didn't get a physical version. Ironically, the rumors right now is that the Hi-Fi Rush is going to get ported to Switch and PlayStation. They might get physical releases when it comes to those platforms, possibly. So we'll have to take a look. Of course, Alan Wake 2 did not get released physically. Baldur's Gate didn't initially, but Larian is taking care of that with people that want a physical version, including an Xbox version, of course. But as we mentioned last week, Hellblade 2 is not getting a physical release, which is, kind of an eye raiser, because it's quite a noted game. It's one of the tentpole like first party games from Xbox, so you kind of see the writings on the wall to push everyone to Games Pass, or to go and buy their games from the Argentinian Xbox store and buy their games on key resellers and whatnot.
We don't talk about that, Joe. Sorry, sir. We don't. But it's not who we are, sir. We don't.
I know it's not who we are. Yeah. So.
We should be. Shit.
Yeah.
This is sad. Like, so sad.
I hate to be so negative about this thing, but we'll have to see what happens.
Well, I mean, it's gonna make the weird thing about this whole situation is not weird, but the cause and effect is it's gonna make it another secondary market for old Xbox games that are no longer digital, or sorry, no longer physical, but you can't find physical. So that's basically what this is going to do. It's going to create this sort of like, oh no, I really should buy this game, or I should go pick up this game now before it's all out of stock. So So I'm just saying, be prepared for that. I know. I'm sorry I had to tell you that, Joe, because I know you're really a big collector, but there might be some um,
My
games
thing is that
that
what
just
games are going to be Xbox only? It's always going to be Xbox and PC. And the thing about it is if I'm gaming on PC, am I going to buy a game off the Microsoft Store? Am I really going to consider going through? I was just talking earlier about Xbox Game Pass on PC has different versions with less features, stuff like DLSS not being included in some games at launch, sometimes not even being added. Darktide for a while, the PC version on Game Pass was several versions behind the one on Steam, and they barely have caught that up within the last month or two on there. But for a while, Darktide, you weren't able to party up with anyone playing the Steam version because you're running a different version of the game on the PC Game Pass. So, am I going to put my hard-earned dollars to buy codes off the Microsoft Store when, in fact, it's just kind of broken and not feature rich enough? If I'm going to compare Valve and Microsoft, I'm going to go with Valve 100% of the time. I don't think there's any exclusives that Xbox can offer only on the Microsoft Store. They're offering everything that they're bringing out first party on Steam, and so in of itself by itself, it doesn't make any sense even to invest in PC Xbox, much less console Xbox anymore. It doesn't make any more sense. They're basically just making themselves inconsequential because of the fact that they're pivoting over to PC, they're pivoting over to digital only, and they don't got their house in order. They don't have things running optimum like their competition. It seems like they want to run off Android devices and cloud streaming, and they have the muscle power to be able to put these games up in the cloud. But are they running effectively? They are, but it's not how I want to play my console games. So I rather go to the store. If I want to buy a game physically, guess what? I'll check out a game on Game Pass, and like recently Persona 5 Tactica was on sale for $30 and it was on Game Pass. I bought it on PS5. Just figured I had some Best Buy bucks, saved it for later, and kind of leave it at that. I think this is basically Microsoft's big gamble. They're at the roulette wheel. I'm thinking they're not going to win in this occasion. So I don't know what you have to say about this, Kev, but I really think it's like they're cutting their nose off to spite their face, in my opinion. So
I'd agree with that. I'm going to be following the Xbox physical media secondary market pretty close. I've made some purchases of Xbox physical games just for the sole intent of reselling them, and I'm going to hold on to them and see where the market goes. It may be it may turn into something like a collector's. It may become a collector's market because the and I don't think it even matter. I don't think it's even going to matter whether it's Xbox first party or not. Stores are literally getting rid of their Xbox physical inventory. It's just disappearing from here in the States and Japan and Europe. They're just getting rid of them, and it's going to be interesting to see how the secondary market reacts. Is there going to be a market where these games may gain some ridiculous value, or if it's just going to go the way of the dodo, market wise?
Yeah, it just depends. There's some games on Xbox that have maybe different features than the other platforms. Like Samurai Showdown has 120 frames on there, and SNK has not updated the PlayStation version of the game at all. I don't think it has any incentive to be able to do that either on there. So we'll kind of have to wait and see. But after this month, the Xbox just having to deal with all this layoff and, with them cutting off physical media. I already said in the past, I look at Xbox as a digital platform. Anyway, I love the fact that, I think the backwards compatibility program that they had was pretty awesome. On there, I kind of wish Sony would do the same thing with some of their back compat stuff.
I don't
Digital
think it was.
Foundry.
I don't think it was that great because none of the Xbox games I have I can play on my Series X.
Some of them,
I can't play them. I can't
yeah.
play the Punisher. I can't play Prince of Persia. I can't play any of the games outside of Ninja Gaiden that I would care about playing on Xbox. I think maybe the only couple, the few that I do have, I can play Mech Assault and I can play Crimson Skies. Out of the games that I have for the original Xbox, those are the only ones that I can play, and of course Ninja Gaiden. But
yeah, I grabbed a lot of the 360 stuff that they threw up on Games with Gold when they had a Microsoft Live Gold subscription. So I have a good cache of 360 titles that are back compat on there, and a lot of the stuff that they did put on back compat, they up-resed obviously and did things with the game above and beyond that the actual developer wouldn't be able to do. So that's the only thing I was saying, that the backwards compatibility program was kind of good as far as them adding games. I think the other day, like I said in the podcast a couple of episodes ago, where I was trying to see if Space Marine worked, Warhammer Space Marine, the first one, and then checking out Quake 4. It's like I'm grateful I still have a 360 around here somewhere. So
around here somewhere.
Yep, it's in the closet, in a box somewhere.
That's funny.
So, yeah. So if I ever say I need to get a hankering, I need to play some, Quake 4 or something that may be on Xbox only, that's not on PC and whatnot. I have the capability of being able to play those if I really wanted to. So it just depends.
Yeah, it ain't that great for me because I don't have that many do I have any 360 games? I've got Ninja Gaiden, and that's the only one that I have.
Obviously, with you don't have any physical media for Xbox anymore because you just have the Series S and that's it. So.
Well, I have my old physical media.
You do?
Yeah, I have old physical media, but I have nothing like new or anything. No, definitely not at all. Just kidding. I'm not lying. It's fine.
But we'll see what happens. It was kind of talked about maybe because of the fact that they closed this department, they could outsource to get physical games printed still, but you can't play devil's advocate in this situation.
Oh no, they will. Trust me, they will. Like that's one thing that's going to happen is there will be someone limited run or some other thing that's going to do an Xbox type of thing,
But they've already been conditioned to not buy games. Who is going to put up that capital to print up however many tens of thousands of discs?
That's true.
In the hopes that Xbox gamers are actually going to start buying. But there's literally no incentive for them to do so.
We talked a couple of episodes ago. Josh Fairchild, the CEO or higher up in Limited Run, basically, we're talking about the fact that Rocket Knight, the collection that they're bringing out, and then they're bringing out some Felix the Cat games from Konami, that they are not bringing out an Xbox version because they weren't given the digital rights to sell the collections. And so since they weren't given the digital rights to sell the collections, that they would not make any sort of profit if they printed up a physical version and actually developed a physical version to release on Xbox. And it was stated too in that same thread on X is that before these smaller companies, amount of games that they would have to put in an order for Xbox for them to actually make a physical version is 5,000. They upped that to 10,000. So they actually upped the criteria for them to actually print a run of physical games on Xbox.
Yeah.
So
they're not trying to have any kind of digital footprint at all. Or sorry, physical footprint at all. So yeah, sorry, we're not gonna see any Xbox physical games ever again. Probably if Phil and them had their wish, it would just be digital only. Period. I honestly believe that now after you reading that and them making it increasingly harder for secondary companies to make games.
Yeah.
Physically, yeah, the writing's on the wall. They are digital only now and forever. So just if you want to be on Xbox, just get used to that and just plan accordingly. I guess. I mean that's the only thing I can think of right now is just plan accordingly.
It kind of raises my eyebrows once I see an actual game get announced or brought out on Xbox. Like Tunic is getting released on Xbox by a Fangamer. They're publishing a physical version and they're bringing it out for Xbox. So kind of good on them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they sell through the run because they they had to print up at least 10,000. So
that's crazy. That is crazy to me. Ugh.
Now. Another Game Pass news, which is kind of strange, Visions of Mana, the game we talked about at the Xbox Developer Direct last episode, it's coming to Game Pass, but it's kind of funny that they haven't formally announced it yet. People have noticed basically on X that there's like an ad on X for Xbox, and it says about the Visions of Mana game, and in the actual like text describing the link to go to xbox.com and talk about Visions of Mana, it referenced in the actual text about it being on Game Pass, coming soon to Series X and S and Game Pass. So even though they bothered not to formally announce it, they're going to probably announce it later. Like even ads on their Microsoft store stated it's coming to Play Day 1, Visions of Mana, where they haven't formally announced it. So one hand does not know what the other hand is freaking doing, for God's sake. So imagine
either that or the deal wasn't ready to announce at the show.
But the problem is that on the store listing, it's like they already put it up Play Day 1, on Game Pass. And it's kind of funny the fact that they can't even be competent enough to hold their horses to be able to hold back like a store listing referencing any sort of reference to Game Pass or anything like that. So
Joe, you're asking for too much. You need to stop.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think it as pro Game Pass Game Pass. Anytime Microsoft has the opportunity to crow the benefits of Game Pass, they're going to do it. I honestly don't think that it was a lock by the time that developer show happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why they may have had they probably had the texts and the links ready to go, but I don't think they had put enough zeros on that check for Square Enix to say, because we already know y'all ain't gonna buy the game. We need to see some more.
I'm gonna buy the game on zeros. PlayStation, mind you. So,
but that's
I'm talking about it on the Xbox side.
Yeah,
we already know y'all ain't gonna buy this game, so you're gonna have to cough up with some more zeros. So I think Phil went back, added a few more zeros to that check, and it just wasn't ready in time for the developer stream.
But I do agree with what you said last show. This is a test. Y'all put up. You said you want games. You said we're trying to diversify this library now. You said you want games. You better download it. You better buy it on our marketplace. You better do something, because if you don't, you ain't gonna be eating that. You ain't gonna be eating Japanese food anymore.
I think maybe they have proven that test is probably not going to be needed. And as long as PlayStation keeps renewing that that clause for Final Fantasy VII, they're not going to get it. I honestly think that PlayStation feels it's worth their while to keep funneling money into Square Enix to keep that exclusivity going perpetually, particularly with Rebirth getting ready to drop. That's going to be hot for the rest of the year. The hype behind that game is just going to be too great. So if Phil put enough zeros to get mana, I don't know if I think, don't get me wrong, I think Phil would love to get Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, hell
I think
yeah.
if he could have gotten Final Fantasy VII, he would have. But I think that there are probably some legal agreements in place that prevent that. And Phil's like, well, yeah, I gotta go. I think he went back to the table and said, well, at least let's have Visions of Mana here for them, because they ain't gonna buy this game. We've conditioned them to not want to buy the games, and they ain't gonna buy this because it's a JRPG game anyway.
Well,
I mean, say what you want. Xbox players are not going to spend their money to play those types of games. They are waiting until they come to Game Pass. That's been proven ad nauseum. They are not going to buy the game. So at some point they just thought Phil said, I think it's worth it to have this game on Game Pass. It just wasn't ready when the showcase happened.
Yeah, well, look forward to it. I will, if Square Enix gets paid for I buy downloads, I'll download it for them. I'll pay them. I have no mind supporting my developer. I'll support him twice. I'll buy the game legit, and then I'll download it on Xbox.
It's very nice of you.
I know. What was not nice is, Pal World and the Pokemon Company. So Pokemon Company finally released a statement confirming that it is investigating if the game infringed on its IP rights. So according to the statement, this is a statement from the Pokemon Company that was released on Thursday. We have received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024. So they're not naming the game outright. We have not granted any permission to use the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to the Pokemon. The Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon in its world and work to bring the world together through Pokemon in the future.
So basically they said, we said something, shut up. We ain't gonna do nothing. Just wait for. That's literally what they said. They literally said, "Hush, we heard you. We ain't gonna do nothing. Now shut up." We're looking into it. Sure, you are.
Someone at X posted comparisons of some of the Pal World's 3D models and those of Pokemon, claiming their proportions were nearly identical. So
yeah, I looked at that too, and I was like, damn, y'all just gonna be out here. Okay. That's what we're doing now. Okay.
They had two experienced AAA game artists who spoke to Video Games Chronicle. The model comparisons on X were likely evidence that Pal World's character models were indeed based on Pokemon assets. This is a quote. You cannot in any way accidentally get the same proportions on multiple models from another game without ripping the models, or at the very least tracing them meticulously first. I would stand in court to testify as an expert on this. So
well, they need you to shut up. Pal World is out here doing its thing. It is helping. It is pushing the love of the games that we play and all this other BS. So yeah, but honestly, that might be the case, Joe. And that they're saying that, but what is it? 7 million worth of people just don't care.
7 million individual purchasers. Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
give a
they
shit.
just don't care. They're just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. And I think what's funny, is they're like, well, hopefully this will, engage Nintendo to do better or to do more or to do something. And I'm like, okay, that's a nice sentiment. And I really hope that rings true, but Nintendo, like, I don't know if you're thinking about the same Nintendo that I am. Nintendo just do what they want. So they don't, I don't know. I really don't think Nintendo is worried about it. Or if they are really playing it cool.
Playing the long game. We'll see.
Or seriously, because they're like, I mean, I think I think Nintendo for the most part really, really banks on brand loyalty. Like, if you want to see a company just quote unquote live on customer goodwill and brand loyalty, that's Nintendo. 100%, that is Nintendo. Um, Whether good, bad, or indifferent, that is Nintendo. And you can, tell them, hey, y'all need to, you know, get with it. But Nintendo's gonna do what Nintendo's gonna do. So
I'm thinking actually they might be waiting until Pal World is out of early access and into 1.0 mode and before they do anything. Let them do all this work and then
I mean,
pull the
that'd be
rug
interesting.
from underneath them afterwards. So
I mean, that'd be kind of cool if they did some gangster shit like that. I'd be like, oh damn! Nintendo was like, oh, you did
yeah,
everything. Everything's done.
Let these fools cook. Let these fools
Yeah,
cook.
you're gonna come in and just pee all in their soup.
Yeah.
Because that's
I
probably
hope they sue them into oblivion. I do. I hope that's the long game going on here.
Oh,
I do.
there's another story on Eurogamer that someone went into the code of Pal World and they found a character currently codenamed Dark Mutant is the name of the PAL on here, and the 3D model
It's
is
Mew.
is exact copy of Mega Mewtwo Y, basically. So it's like almost an exact copy. Dark Mutant. According to the PAL description of Dark Mutant, some say that a beam from a Dark Mutant has perfected its technique, can tear holes into other dimensions. Even believe that certain species of pals were born from such phenomena. So it's like, yeah, this character named Dark Mutant looks almost exactly like Mega Mewtwo Y. So,
Well, there you go. And I tell you, people ain't gonna care. They ain't gonna care.
No, they're gonna say, "Oh, look,
Let's hope we get a better Pokemon game now."
yeah."
Okay. I don't know. It's weird. People are strange.
Probably last mention of Pal World in this news until at least something happens on the lawsuit front, but we'll see. So
I am down. I am ready to hear what's gonna happen. Like, I am so ready to hear what's gonna happen. Like, I'm just like, I'm just so ready just to be like, okay, what's next? I'm just like, what's next? Because you want them. It's like you want your favorite to come out the box and start slapping hoes, but it's not going to happen. Like, they're not going to do that. This is not Nintendo's MO. That's why I'm like,
it is. Put out a website and as gaming preservation, and they will come. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I really shouldn't feel this way because Nintendo loves squashing the little guy when it comes to this. Trying to preserve a game that people love or has a lot of community support, problem is not on the Nintendo eShop, and Nintendo comes in and like crushes their dreams, and just threats of destroying them. So I probably even really shouldn't be cheerleading for Nintendo, but this is a case of just straight up theft. I don't know how many times people got to post these images on X or on Instagram all over the place. This should be the easiest case for attorneys for a Nintendo squad of attorneys. It's the only explanation is that they just, like Joe was saying, they're letting them cook, get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then we got them.
I want it to happen because I think that would be so hilarious. They're just like, they're done. You're out of early access.
Oh, there you go. Kapow!
Cancel it. I would. That happened. I'd be like,
injunction. Yes.
I would be like, damn.
Injunction. What's your function?
Taking copyright infringement off of Steam.
Yeah.
I would laugh. I'd be like, whoa.
And laughing and
I would be like, damn. Yeah, that happened. Like, the funny thing about it is, like, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, well, there you go.
They deserve it. They deserve
There you
it.
go.
I'm sorry. They deserve it.
Get
There you
your
go.
Xerox copying game design ass out of here.
Yeah, copy and paste. That should be the name of their company. Copy and paste.
Well, you know, they're gonna be like, you know, it's like a hip hop DJ from the early '90s. You know, it's like there's like samples up the yay. Unfortunately,
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, I have one other news nugget. This is the parsley and the good old, you know, slice of orange on this news plate this evening. And
This new sandwich.
New sandwich, and it's the parsley is quite well because the game noted as Earth Defense Force 6 is coming out in Asia with English, Korean, and Chinese audio on March 14th. So.
Oh no.
So yeah, English EDF 6 is almost in our midst.
Wow.
You know?
So there you go.
No
you
word
pick
as
it up
far
when we
as
go to Japan.
possibly. I don't know if places in Japan sell Asia versions of games.
Oh, they do.
But if they do.
They do.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. But you know, this might be worthy of a. I'm going to the Hong Kong store and PlayStation and making a purchase in HK and just buying it digitally there if it's not going to release day and date on the U.S. storefront. There's no U.S. date stated yet, but we'll have to see what the plans are if need be. So
Joe's here for it. You can hear it.
I think all of us are here for it, right?
We are, but you are here for it more than we are, sir. Like you are like, oh my god!
I don't know about that. I would get. I'd buy the Asian version if the English was there, because that's the only reason why I didn't get the Japanese one, because I can't read Japanese.
Yeah, we'll have English text and English voices, so you know, it'll be out on March 14th in Asia. So we'll see when the U.S. date is for the U.S. store if need be. I would kill for a physical. I wouldn't kill, but I would very much like a physical on this bad boy. So. I did not buy a physical for EDF5 because one wasn't published until like way afterwards with the English on it. So, but that is Jabroni Gaming News for this episode, sirs.
All right. So, game night every Thursday, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. That's the day of the week that we set aside to interact with our growing Discord community. So any game that you may have that you'd like to share with us and the rest of our community over there on Discord, let us know there, and we will be more than happy to join you and play it. I will say I will not be playing any survival games. That's just me. That is not I can't. That and Fortnite. So those two genre. Everything else for me personally is on the table. But I'm just letting you know. So disclaimer is already out of the way. So you may be asking, how you join up, be a part of all that? Well, you head on over to the app formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X, and head on over to @GamingVessels, GAMINGVESSELS. You click the link, and you're a part of our Discord community. So there's no waiting period. There is no Patreon tier list you have to pay for. just be a good person, likes talking about video games, playing video games, and discussing the ins and outs of the gaming industry without the need for personal insults, like what goes on much larger platforms. If any of that sounds good to you, I think you will have a happy home at the Gaming Vessels Discord server. So looking forward to seeing y'all there.
Yeah, join us for game night this Thursday, as we'll be playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink on the PlayStation 5. Yes.
Mhm.
I mean,
Play the
maybe.
demo.
I'll
Play
be
the demo
playing.
with me, because I'll probably be waiting until Friday or the Monday following for my copy to come from Best Buy.
I will be. I'll probably be playing on the Xbox. I love Xbox. I will be playing on the Xbox. I am right now.
God.
Gotta love it.
All right. So big shout outs to Goonie and Crucial Chase and even Chat GPT for chiming in on our question regarding gaming AI. Goonie and Crucial Chase, I consider y'all generals in the Gaming Vessels Discord community. So thank you for your responses and making this episode a little more interactive. It's always appreciated. So with that said, that's going to bring episode 236 to a close. I want to thank y'all for hanging in there and listening to us in this fine episode. So for Dez, aka the Bay Area Terror, aka the High Res Lover,
That's me.
aka the Cat Daddy, aka that Gamer Step Daddy, and for Trader Joe, aka Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of Gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. I'm Shonuff71, aka Diggadoodlemite.
Purple bling bling, y'all. Damn that Steam Deck.
And we'll be back next time, episode 237 for your ears. Peace.
PlayStation.